You think you're ready for what's coming? Because when you cross that line, you won't be coming back the same.
Then let them remember who I was when I crossed it.
System failed, I broke the mold. Orders gone, I'm in control. Stories untold. War drums pounding in my chest. Bound to break, won't settle for less. Broken chains lie at my feet. Every fall, every loss, solid concrete, rising higher like fire in the sky. Can't stop me, world, I'm ready to die. Unshakable, unbroken, brutal, delicate. Unshakable, unbroken, brutal, delicate. Rusted steel holds no fear for me. Built for war, not humility. Fist clenched tight, eyes like flame. Born to fight, carving my name. Your rules mean nothing in my ear. Your judgment drowned by the roar I hear. I'm the storm you thought was tame. Now feel the wrath, scream my name. Unshakable, unbroken, brutal, unshakable, unbroken, battle break, I detonate. Every line you draw, I'll violate. Tried to cage me, now you run. Too late to beg, I'm not done. Unshakable, unbroken, brutal, delicate. Unshakable, unbroken, brutal, when central power rules the game, when thoughts controlling freedom's name, when the governed lose to government might, tell me who's got the wrong kind of right.
Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, you guys are having a great Tuesday. This glorious, glorious Tuesday morning for all to see and enjoy. Just kind of recovering from Monday, I guess, is what I'm seeing. Let's see. I got no admin notes for this morning, so we'll get right into it. Says, all righty then. First, Rose number two. And yes, Bradley Collins, you are deterred. We'll go ahead and close that window out right there. Say hi to everybody else. What do we got here? We got Catitude showed up, not a sponsor. Ain't gonna watch the replay. West Virginia Pappy, Debbie Chandler, My Second Life. Ian is in the house. Pilgrim is here, and yeah. It's like it's a small showroom this morning. We're going to be drinking a little bit of coffee. Looks like Tucson Prepper is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Kind of waiting for the room to fill up just a little bit more, maybe. It would be nice to get to 20, but it is what it is. Time stands still for no man or woe man. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so sorry, I was actually a couple minutes late because I was watching this. I got like entranced by Tim Pool. Did an interview with Trigonometry. If you guys don't know who these guys are, they're pretty interesting. You might want to go look them up on the YouTubes. But basically, a 2 hour interview about Civil War, and they kind of like argued back and forth, lots of talks. Tim says a lot of things that make sense, but then I don't know. It turned into like an attack game, like why is Britain so screwed up and stuff like that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get to the point. So I was reading this article yesterday, right? And a lot of the main points from the article are actually going to be in today's live stream. So hint, hint, I'm stealing that shit from the internet. Deanna, good morning. Good to see you. Miko, good to see you. Let's see here. I didn't answer the poll. Prepping your survival is not overrated. It could save your life. Well, you don't even know what I'm talking about yet, do you? Anywho, that's right. I even remembered to set the poll up. Anyway, so the general idea is that we live in kind of a modern society, and where I would never tell anybody not to do something. I would say that there's a finite amount of time in a day, let alone our lives, and there are certain things that okay, great. You can do that. And maybe it's a skill set that you love. Maybe you've fought your entire life to learn how to do this thing and now find that it's just not as important. Or maybe there's a better way to do it because this often happens with old things. I have a friend who has an antique shop, and he has all sorts of antique, different little knickknacks, items, ideas, things that happened that were like state of the art when they were initially made. And now we have like 12 different ways to do it 5,000 times better. Do those old things still work? Absolutely, 100%. Never, I would never like just get that out of here. That doesn't work anymore. No, because they still work. But on the other side of that coin, do you want to spend half an hour doing something, or do you want to spend a second, 1 second doing something, which is we'll talk about here in a second. A second talking about a second. As usual, guys, the way this works is I talk about stuff, you write about stuff, I talk about the stuff that you wrote. And as the thumbnail said, I'm going to hurt some people's feelings because they're going to disagree with me. And that is absolutely 100%. The purpose is to have a conversation about things. And sometimes there will be differing opinions. Adults know how to deal with that. All right, so let's see here. Looks like we got Pole's a fence rider. Ha ha ha. Tucson, you're older today, man. I'm a year older today, man. Oh, it's happy birthday, Tucson. Everybody wish Tucson Prepper a happy birthday. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and scroll over here and move on to this, and we're going to get into it. So I need more coffee. If you need more coffee, put a one in the chat. Coffee first, chat later. Let's see here. Miko says, I'm looking for a push lawn mower with the wheels on it, no motor, and I can't find one. Yeah, that's like an eBay item. And believe it or not, they still make them. They still make them, guys. Matter of fact, the neatest ones I've seen are they're not push mowers, they're drag mowers. And they have like three blades that are all set aside to each other, and you pull them with your ATV or something like that, right? And you could like mow vast swaths of grass with these things. Let's see here. Let's see. Happy solar anniversary. There you go. There you go. You've been around the sun one more time. All right, let me get into it. Let me get into it. For those people on the replay crew, sorry I drug my feet on that, but it is what it is. I'm talking to people in the future right now. Okay, so with all that said, so manual survival skills, often dramatized in media, they're portrayed as indispensable for enduring emergencies, and several of these abilities are less practical than depicted, demanding excessive time or energy or specific conditions to be effective. Now, what I've done is I've created a list of some of the highest overrated skills and uh, analyzed, explaining their limitations and real world considerations, and proposing more reliable alternatives than that emphasize efficiency and applicability, which is actually very, 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 very important. The right tool for the right problem. We're also going to, if we have time, we'll go into some of the recommendations, a little bit more deep dive. As you guys know, the way I do it is I like throw out all the information and then we talk about it a little bit more in detail. Huh? My feel my throat clogging up already. All right, so number one, you guys are gonna hate me. Making fire with friction. Friction-based fire starting, such as employing a bow drill or a hand drill, is frequently highlighted as a cornerstone of survival expertise. Now, I'm in top chat. Where's Oops at? Damn it! Oops is like a mental reminder for me to get out of top chat. Anyway, so this method involves generating heat through rapid rubbing of wood components to ignite tinder, symbolizing self reliance in the wilderness. Now, why is it overrated? Well, producing fire via friction is physically demanding and time intensive, often requiring hours of effort for those without extensive practice. The technique relies heavily on dry, specific materials such as softwood for the drill and hardwood for the base, which may be scarce in damper forested environments. And then there's, for individuals with limited experience, the method's unreliability can lead to failure when fire is critical for warmth, cooking, or signaling, potentially compromising survival. Significant energy expenditure could also hinder other essential tasks, making this approach inefficient. Now, practical alternative. Equipping oneself with defendable fire starting tools, such as waterproof matches, disposable lighters, or ferrocerium rods, ferro rods, ensures a fast and more consistent outcome. These compact, affordable items perform reliably in diverse conditions, including wind or rain, or should I say wind or light rain, enabling individuals to conserve energy for priorities like securing shelter or even, I don't know, looking for food, sourcing your food source in a survival situation. Interesting stuff. Hopefully, you guys have put something in the chat. I'm going to take a look right now here in a second. And I'm going to go to the poll before we do that. Right now, the question is which overrated survival skill is least practical in a real emergency? Spear fishing for food, number 31%. 19%, or another 31% say building complex shelters, and 19% say making fire with friction, and well, it just changed to 24%. 18% say navigating by the stars. Navigating by the stars. I think at this point, you guys have probably figured out the path that I'm going down. I picked this one as the top thing because. Uh, if you guys have known me long enough, then you know that I've been through several different types of schools in the military. And one of the things that they will teach you is that, when you go through your fire starting course, um, you will, they will show you the smartest way, the easiest way to make a fire. And the guy, like, grabs a bundle and pulls out a lighter and lights the fire. And then you're like, wait a minute, did I really just travel halfway around the world to see this? And he's like, and you can have one of these when you learn to do all of this. And then he starts to teach us about starting fire with friction, bow drill, clamping, things like that. And then you graduate up in these courses. You go from, if you go from your bow drill to making char material. There is a tiered approach to this learning the value of fire in the good military schools. And other military schools, they don't even teach it. But I was lucky enough to go to one where they actually did focus on this. Anyway, so you find out very quickly how difficult it is to, and how time consuming and how much energy or calories are burned making fire by the unexperienced. So if you're not experienced doing this and you don't know how to source the materials, you're probably smarter just to stick with the old Bic lighter. All right, let's see here. We got Laszlo showed up. Good to see you, my friend. Miko says, I prefer flint and steel. I need some charcoal. That's all I need. Can you have a fire? Yes. Andy, present. Andy, I've already sent the rolls to the vice president. You'll be receiving a phone call later today. Minority reporting, building complex shelters. Gotcha. Deanna, good to see you. You can use charcoal. Very true. Very true. Rose says you have you checked Facebook Marketplace? Just looked and have seen at least 6 in my feed. Well, there you go. Let's see here. Andy says I have an old school compass for orienteering. There you go. We're actually going to. You know what? And I found out uh, I'm trying not to buy a new microphone setup because I really love this Blue Yeti. No, Blue Otter, Blue. It's a Blue something, Blue Otto, I think. But I'm figuring out that I have to keep it closer. How is my sound much more crisp now? Is my sound crisp now? Let's see here. My new report says just rub 2 pieces of the same branch together. Uh, just, Attitude says 10 tardiness is haul time. 10 tardiness. That's a lot. I mean, I never got away with being tardy 10 times, maybe 3 or 4, but 10? Oh man. I think maybe it's time to go down and sit on the bench outside the VP's office. It looks silver to me. It is silver. It is silver. It's silver. Look, it's silver. But I'm saying is like an upgrade for better sound. These things were top of the class when they first came out. This one really is still very good. But the problem I have is I don't put it close enough to me, and then it gets caught. It's actually my beard is like right neck, like 2 fingers distance, in order to make this good sound. And then it's like, is it directional? Is it omnidirectional? Do I have it pointed at me? I mean, there's so much craziness. Hold on. How does this sound? That doesn't look right on the screen, but how does this sound? Test, 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 test. Versus this. How does this sound? Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. You guys will let me know in the comments. I know you will. Just like KFC. There you go. Ian says, as a Boy Scout, had to learn 2 methods before we could use a lighter with adult supervision. Okay, this is not helpful. It sounds better. We'll get there. We'll get there. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is not helpful. Hopefully I'm gonna keep using the microphone like this. That way we can figure this out. Okay, so with that said, now you guys know how I feel about starting fire with rubbing 2 sticks together, that kind of thing. Oh, I need more coffee. I need more coffee. Today is definitely a Tuesday. I think, unfortunately, I've got a big schedule coming up this week, and which I'll let you guys know about at the end of the live stream. But yeah, I might have to go mow grandma's lawn today. Anywho, tool spear fishing. Spearfishing, depicted as rugged method of procuring food by hunting fish with a sharpened stick or a crafted spear, is often celebrated as an adventurous survival skill. It evokes images of thriving off the land in aquatic settings. Now, why it's overrated? Spearfishing demands exceptional precision, patience, and stamina, as it requires accurate aiming and timing to strike elusive fish. The energy expended often exceeds the caloric gain, particularly in catches if catches are small or infrequent. The method is also constrained to clear shallow waters with abundant fish populations, conditions not guaranteed in any survival scenario, such as murky rivers or deep lakes. Now, this limitation reduces its practicality as a reliable food source, making it an inefficient choice for most environments. So basically, it's kind of dumb. Practical alternatives. Employing passive fish traps or improvised nets provides a more energy efficient means of securing food. These methods allow fish to be captured without continuous effort, freeing individuals to focus on their critical tasks like shelter, construction, or water purification. Water purification, water purification. Traps can be fashioned from natural materials such as woven branches or repurposed items and are effective in varied aquatic conditions, enhancing food procurement successes. So it's just going to make you better. It's going to make you a better fisherman if you're not doing it with a sharpened stick, even with a prongy thing on the end. All right, so I'm going to go to the poll right now. The question is, which overrated survival skill is least practical in a real emergency? 32% is spearfishing for food, 32% is building complex shelters, and 18% say making fire with friction, 18% say navigating by the stars, with 22 votes. That's pretty interesting. That's 100% participation. Everybody's getting a gold star today. So this poll may never change. I don't know. Going to the chat. Going to the chat. Let's see here. Batteries work good for starting fires. That's true. That's true. West Virginia Pappy says rub two sticks if they're rub two sticks if they are matches. Minority says too cold to spearfish most of the time. That's true, and most waters aren't clear enough. Yeah. Pico says, "Is that how you sound? Is that how you sound? Is getting a point across?" Uh, I don't know. I think I know what you're saying, but in my mind, so in another life, when I used to teach military people how to do things, because I was in the military, one of the things that we used to do was if we had to emphasize a point, we would stomp our feet. Okay. If we were saying something that we knew that was going to need to be regurgitated back to us or was of massive importance, we would stomp our feet. Now, I can't do that here because I don't think you would get the sound off of it. But yeah, if I say something over, and over like that, then I want you to gain that knowledge, lock it away in your brain housing group for use later because it's pretty important. Importante. Let's see here. West Virginia Patch say must allow for light bending through water for accurate aim. Yes, there's a skill set required for spearfishing. Let's see. How about catching fish by hand? Well, if you well, you could noodle. Noodle works. Noodling is extremely effective and does not require a lot of training. You just need to be able to do it. The water has to be just deep enough that you don't drown. Um, and then the other thing too is catching them by hand in a moving stream. If there were lots of them, like salmon moving upstream, that kind of thing, definite possibility. Bears do it with their mouths. So let's see here. Kentucky Sustainable Living. What's going on, Broseph? What's going on? Hopefully, you're working on something hard right now and just listening to me run my sock. If you guys don't know about Kentucky Sustainable Living, I've talked about it before. It's going out. I do this. I want to say it's July, but let me see here. Kentucky Sustainable Living. There we go. And clicking on that link. And yes, July 18th, next festival, Kentucky Sustainable Living. Let's see if this can I paste that in there. But cha, there we go. There we go. And the one of the things that I really like about this year's festival, guys, is that their focus is they're not just like having people come in to like regurgitate YouTube information. They actually have people that are giving seminars. They're not just talking, they're giving demonstrations and even some hands-on stuff. So if you're in the area, I would definitely take a ride over there. Get yourself some tickets because when I was there, I was pretty impressed, and that was a slow one. That was slow, but I was still very impressed. So let's see here. Teresa, LP Tuck me just saying hi. Listening and doing good things. There you go. Listening and doing good things. Annie G, good to see you. My luck, I would get bit by a water snake instead of catching a fish if I attempted noodling. Well, water snakes don't normally live in holes at the bottom of slow-moving water. That's normally the realm of the catfish. That's normally the realm of the catfish. They got to come up for air at some point. Those fishies, they have lungs. All right, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and move on to number 3. We're going to move on to the turd. All right, guys. Tuck V is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. And we're going to hit number 3 now. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Well, coffee time. I need some coffee. Pilgrim. I'm never putting my hand in a fishing hole. Too many snapping turtles. I mean, yeah, you've got to really know. It's a skill set, but it doesn't take a lot of training. You know what I'm saying? What part of Kentucky is the festival going? It is going in, let's see if there's an address on here. I've been there. The GPS took me there, that kind of thing. Subscribe. They changed their contact information. There we go. Kentucky, the VAT number, trade number. It's not updated. If you're there, man, Jess, no, Jason, if you're there, put a town. Kentucky Sustainable Living because it's hold on a second here. Let me slow down. Let me go down here. Shop KSL sponsors. Ah, it doesn't say Bowling Green, Kentucky. There we go. There we go. It's not on your website, bro. It's not on your website. Sorry. See, maybe it's in the get tickets section. Uh yeah, I am not immediately seeing it, Broseph. Let's see here. Refuge Medical in-person training, July 18th at the festival. Yeah, Refuge Medical is going to be there, guys, doing in-person training too. I do not see it on your website. No, if I scroll all the way down to the logo, check out other shows, you've got it in there, but you need to get that in your contact, man. All right, let's see here. Or at least put it on your front page. Do it. Do it now. Anyhow, there we go. All right, let's see here. Bradley says, wouldn't it be easier just to use bait to get the fish close enough to the bank to catch it? Worms and grubs can be found. Oh yeah, yes. Now, okay, so there's nothing easier. All right. So I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do some. Um, it's gonna look like one thing, but it's really another. So for all the YouTube haters out there, I'm going to give you an example of noodling. So basically, noodling is okay. Now, if you got something else out of that other than noodling for catfish, seek psychological help. Okay. But yeah, you could do stuff like that. Luring them out, you might as well just you might as well just put a hook on it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Hey, I finally see your thermometer. What, Bradley? I was yelling at you yesterday about this, man. I got my thermometer on there. It was working good yesterday. I don't know if it works today, but it was working good yesterday. Birdfish trap, line traps. There you go. There you go. Let's see here. That was disturbing. I know, right? That was. I was like trying to figure out how do I do this, but it's like some things are, I don't even know the words. I don't even have the words for it. I don't even have the words for it. So, with that said, there's only one thing left to do. If you love your country, follow the chat. Okay, I'm going to drink some coffee. I'm going to talk some smack. I'm going to read your stuff because this is the educational program of the century. I'm going to push this button and try and pay some bills. I hope it works. Okay, so guys, I brought this. We're talking about Jace Daily today. Obviously, you can save some money because it's not cheap stuff. Yeah, local prepper 10. That's the code. Save 10%. Now, here's why. Here's why. Let me go to my email. I got an email the other day, and I wanted to share this with you because it basically, I mean, you guys know I don't like paying like full price for nothing, right? So basically, Jace Medical has upgraded their kit. Okay, the old Jace case has been upgraded, right? May at some point, if you've ever opened a Jace case, there's a lot of empty slots in there. So with that said, you can get twice the amount of meds in a Jace case for only an additional $20. So if a Jace case is $200, $300, whatever, right? For $20, you can get more meds. And the other things that they're offering is to plus up. Now, this also means uh, the Jace case now includes 10 essential medications, double the meds for just $20 more. Now, this means broader coverage for more emergencies from infections and allergic reactions to nausea, diarrhea, and inflammation. Now, it is the most comprehensive personal emergency medical kit that is available today. Now, what do they add? I'm going to say some words, but I'm going to screw them all up. You know what? I'm going to put this, and they added that, and let's see, they added that. Let's see here. We're going to add, let's see, we're going to add this, and they added that, and they added this. So, guys, if you haven't not got your Jace case yet, you might want to take a good hard look at it. And the reason is actually pretty simple. Right now, we are not experiencing the ships that have been turned around from China. Things are still on the shelf. Jace actually has their own pharmacy. Where they're getting their drugs, I don't know. But we all know that at some point things are going to get more expensive. In the same way that you would store coffee or canned food, uh, seeds, tools that you might need that you won't. These are things that you may not be able to easily afford in the future. So, without creating any hysteria, there's an opportunity here to get twice the medication for an extra $20 and have that tool available to you when things go south. Also, with the Jace Daily, if you guys have to take medications to keep you from being unalived on a daily basis, please take a look at that because it is a real server. Okay, let's go ahead and push the button. We'll get off of that. We paid those bills. And you know what? We're going to go to the chat. So everybody type something and see if this thing's working. Oh, it's working. There we go. Never mind. Stop typing. No, type. Stop typing. No, type. Okay. I'm going to slide over here so I'm in the center. Why my camera faces that way? That's kind of weird. I might have to adjust that or something. Okay, so with all that said, looking at the chat, sounds like those ladies keep you busy. Yes. Looks like it worked. I see your ad. Okay, perfect. And everybody looks like he's working those 5,000 cows. He's working those cows. No, we're not doing that. Okay, guys. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on. So number three, definitely need more coffee. Navigating by the stars. Oh. Celestial navigation using constellations to determine direction is often romanticized as an ancient and noble service. They're noble skills, suggesting the ability to traverse vast landscapes by starlight alone. Now, why is it overrated? Mastering navigation by the stars requires in-depth astronomical knowledge and regular practice to achieve even moderate accuracy. The method is entirely dependent on clear skies, rendering it ineffective during cloudy weather. heavy tree cover, or in areas with light pollution. And oh, by the way, if you guys don't know what light pollution is, move away from where you are and you'll see what I'm talking about. Furthermore, celestial navigation offers only general directional cues, lacking the precision needed to locate specific resources, landmarks, or destinations in most survival contexts. Its complexity and situational limitations make it impractical for widespread use. Now, a practical alternative, utilizing a compass and topographical map, offers a reliable and straightforward navigation solution. Now, these tools function consistently across weather conditions and provide precise bearing and enabling individuals to chart accurate routes and identify key landmarks. Basic map reading and compass skills are easily learned and far more practical for terrestrial survival scenarios. So basically, if you think you're going to navigate by the stars and there's bad weather, you're kind of screwed. Whip out that compass and go north, my friend. Go north. All right, let's see here. Going to look at the chat. No, you know what? I'm not going to look at the chat because you guys are typing some weird stuff. Type some weird stuff in there. Everybody's going to like weird stuff. Um, which overrated survival skill is least practical in a real emergency? We're still stuck at 30% of. Well, no, we're not. We're actually up to 27 votes now somehow, but 30%. You know what? Am I having a problem? I got to figure that out. I got to really figure that out because when I get up around 25, I know more people have been watching this, right? So when I get up around 25, this widget comes on and says, "Hey, things aren't going so great with your live stream," and then the number drops down below 25. So I'm wondering if YouTube isn't like whittling things out. I don't know, but I definitely need to address that. So you know what? I'm going to get a screenshot. Give me 1 second. I want to get a screenshot of this. Open widget. And let's see here. It says my stream. How does my stream look, guys? Because it says my stream quality is poor right now. Let me know in the chat. I'm going to take a screenshot of this real quick, so that I can come back here and do some work on this. I need to do some work on this. And we're going to save this, save it, and desktop, save. And let's see here, stream settings. See, I don't think I could change the technical stuff. Stream health, viewer activity, okay, analytics. I mean, I don't get it. It's very weird. It's very weird. And it doesn't matter to you, so I'm going to go ahead and shut up now and get back to the live stream. Let's see here. Image Charlie here looks good on my tablet. What's good? What's good from here? Looks good. Okay, so I think it's lying to me. I don't know what it's doing, to be honest with you. So let's see here. Cuck says, I would love to buy a case, but wife and I bought a steer. Got 320 pounds of hamburger and 400. Oh, stop scrolling. There you go. 400 to 50 steaks. I'm sorry, 45 to 50 steaks. Average cost. Dude, that is freaking awesome. That's a great investment. Put that shit in your freezer. I'm telling you, do it now. Do it. Do it. It's one of my favorite memes. Let's see. AI messing with you sounds good, looks good. Link to the party. What's up, Will? Good to see you, man. William Smith. Hey, Williams, have you traced your heritage back to the Revolution yet, William Smith? I hope so. It's a prominent name. Bradley says, I guess it depends on what you consider weird. So maybe the answer to your question is something like what the color 7 tastes like. What the hell? Yes. What does the color 7 taste like? Let's see. How do you buy a cow? Analytics are weird. All right. Potential spam. I do not know you. Stop calling me. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So we need to get on to number 4. We need to get on to number 4. As long as the airwaves are going out to the appropriate people, I am happy. I'm just curious why it keeps doing this. All right. Let's see here. So number 4. Here we go. Number 4. building complex shelters. Excuse me. Or constructing elaborate shelters such as log cabins or elevated platforms is frequently portrayed as vital survival skills, implying that a robust, iterate structure is essential for protecting from the elements. Now, here's why it's overrated. Erecting complex shelters requires a substantial amount of time, energy, and resources, including tools and materials like axes, saws, or large timber, which may not be available in a survival situation. The effort invested in gathering and shaping materials can divert attention from urgent priorities, such as finding food, purifying water, or signaling for rescue. In most cases, simpler shelters adequately shield against environmental threats, making elaborate constructions and an inefficient use of limited resources. Now, some practical alternatives. Constructing quick, simple shelters such as lean-tos or debris huts provides effective protection with minimal effort. These structures leverage readily available materials like branches, leaves, or snow, requiring no specialized equipment. By prioritizing simplicity, individuals can conserve energy and address other survival needs, such as maintaining body heat or preparing food. Hmm. I love Minority Reporter. Bunker. Bunker. You don't know how many times, and I actually was it Dale from Survival Preparedness, I think. Um, he does like a green screen thing in the background where he's inside of a bunker, and it's cool. It's cool. But and I've contemplated it, but I don't know. If you guys like the green screen idea, let me know in the chat. It would require almost no work on my side. Abandoned vehicles in urban settings. There you go. There you go. Bones and bones out. I confused. I don't know what that means. Find a cattle farm that you trust for good livestock, and then find a livestock processor that can set up a time to butcher said cattle. Yes, absolutely, 100%. And it's funny too. I mean, watch out too, because go with people who are reputable. Okay, ask around, and here's why. And I hate to say this, but this is very much like um, I'm trying not to say this and sound like a crazy ass man, but um, women are taken advantage when they go to an auto place. It's that easy. They believe that women don't understand cars for some reason, even though we live in 2025. There's no way a woman could understand the intricacies of a combustion fuel engine. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous crap like that, right? And what I've actually found is that women who do this without checking around or playing hardball get screwed by the processors. Okay. Whereas the guys that are selling the meat, selling the cattle, have a set price. Ask around for that too, right? But they have a set price. And the When you set it up for to go to a processor, that processor will be like, all right, look, little lady, and they may charge you sometimes up to 4 times as much as they're going to charge Joe Schmo who gets it done once a year and lives 3 blocks down from him. So be aware. It's kind of like that. I hate to say it, but I have personally seen that in the last 3 months, where someone had gone through this process, and then they're like, wow, it was really expensive to get the meat processed, to butcher the cow, you know. And so I'm just saying. Also, don't forget that there's other people. If you had this good idea, other people have the same good idea, and it's the whole overall. It's an expensive process. All right, it will save you money in the end, definitely, 100%. But be aware that there are other people that have the same good idea, and they might want to go in on it with you. That's a lot of frick. A cow is a lot of meat. Okay. Do you have the amount of room to store that meat? You know what I'm saying? You're going to need a freezers galore, that kind of thing. You're going to need a good sized freezer. Okay. Half a cow will put a lot of meat in your freezer. That is not a joke. So be aware. Think about it before you do this. Use Grok, use ChatGTP, ask around, explore the internet and find out how much beef, you know what I'm saying? Half a cow is, all right, before you go and do that stuff. Just saying. Let's see here. Abandoned vehicles, we did that. How complex does a shelter have to be? Just need to be out of the wind, the rain, and the snow, where you can stand or have a chair, no longer a rug rat. Yeah, no, exactly, exactly. And I'll be honest with you, getting back on point as far as the shelters goes, the environment will dictate the shelter. Okay. For instance, if you go through Cold Warfare training, the first thing that they teach you to do is find a down tree and cut down as many small bushes or trees as you can and create a double lean-to. Okay. And then fill that son of a bitch with all the dry leaves you can find. And you can survive inside that thing and not freeze to death quite easily. Um, But if you were in, say, South America or specifically what would be classified as a dirty jungles are awful. And it's not because you get dirty, it's because everything in that jungle is trying to kill you. And it all comes out at night because they're trying to evade the heat. And so you need to get off the ground, which means you do need to build a platform to get off of the ground. You know what I'm saying? And then unfortunately, in that environment, torrential rain is always a problem, normally year round, actually, whether they call it the dry season or not. So you're definitely going to need to protect yourself from the rain. All right. And that rain is going to bring the flying insects that grow inside the puddles. You know what I'm saying? So now you need to find a way to protect yourself from that. So the environment will dictate the structure that you need to either create or possess in a survival situation. Let's see. Evading heat-seeking drones of doom. There you go. Program says, "I'm here for information, not not production quality." I got you, bro. I got you. Well, I mean, truth be told, people are a little bit picky about what they watch on YouTube, and rightfully so. But I mean, if I can make it easier than you reading a book, then I think I win. I think I win. I think it's a win-win. Let's see here. Bradley says, yeah, shop around. Lowest price may mean lowest quality, and highest price may mean the same. And lots of scams out there as well. It's true. Let's see here. Florida Reporter says, my survival training comes from watching Terminator movies. That's hilarious. You guys say hilarious stuff that I just want to trademark. I want to steal like right away. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. X. Let's see. Serious question. Let's go here. I want to go there. I want to post. Serious question. Serious question. Does your survival training come from watching Terminator movies? Question mark. And we're going to turn that into a poll. Where's the poll button? There's no poll button. What? Oh, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. Was there not where's the poll? There it is. There's the poll button. Yes. Come here, you. Yes, no, or I'm going to add a third option. I'm a robot and can't respond. No, I'm a robot. There we go. Period. Yes, no, and we're going to post it. Hopefully it came out right. Hopefully it came right. You guys are amazeballs. All right, and if you want to play later, there you go. Now you know that. All right, so let's see here. We need to get back on point. We got about 10 minutes left on the live stream. I don't think we're going to get to the extended remarks, but that's okay. Remember days where we at remember days when we did our own butchering on the farm, neighbors would come together and share it. I mean, yeah, if you know how to do your own butchering, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you're not a good butcher, you're going to end up with a lot of hamburger. That's the general rule. Okay, I actually heard this on a live stream 2 days ago. Um, you're going to end up with a lot of hamburger because there's going to be so much meat that you screwed up. It's like, do you want hamburger, lots of hamburger, or do you want lots of cuts? You know what I'm saying? And when I say cuts, I mean like steaks. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying don't learn to butcher, and I'm not saying like don't do it yourself. I'm just saying that's generally what's going to happen in the beginning. So just kind of be aware. AI doesn't like you today. I gotcha. Let's see here. Yes, being off the ground, if it's warm out on the ground is fine in very cold situation. You can even use coals to heat your bed. That's true, Bradley. Bradley says, watch an episode of Naked and Afraid, and they got ate up by ants on it till they raised the bed. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to number five. Number five. I'm gonna chop that up later and turn that into a short, just cuz. All right, let's see here. Making clothing from animal hides. Hmm. I got to drink some coffee before I get into this one. Oh, goodness, what is going on over here? Okay. All right. So, crafting clothing from animal hides is often depicted as a resourceful survival skill. Now, it's going to showcase the ability to create garments from hunted game to protect against harsh conditions. Now, why is it overrated? Processing animal hides into functional clothing is a highly labor intensive process that demands specialized tools such as scraping blades and tanning solutions, as well as expertise in skinning, curing, and sewing. Without proper knowledge, the results are often inadequate, leaving individuals vulnerable to cold or wet conditions. In most survival scenarios, the time and energy required outweigh the benefits, especially when existing clothing can be maintained or supplemented with simpler items. Now, a practical alternative. Carry spare clothing. Carry spare clothing. And a compact repair kit, a sewing kit that has been issued, it's pretty much issued to every serviceman since Christ was a corporal, including needles, threads, and patches. This enables individuals to maintain or mend garments efficiently. Packing lightweight, durable layers such as thermal or waterproof fabrics ensures protection from the elements without the need to craft clothing from scratch, preserving time and energy for more pressing tasks. Oh, it's I don't know. I actually feel bad saying you don't need to do this anymore because it's like, it's like I'm taking tools out of my toolbox and it doesn't feel right. But it's also all about change as well. So with that said, by focusing on practical skills rather than those dramatized for entertainment, individuals can enhance their preparedness for genuine emergencies. Those recommendations that we don't have time to expand on are essential survival techniques that provide reliability, adaptability, and efficiency, equipping individuals to handle a range of challenging scenarios. Go into the chat. If you have not figured it out, I just basically closed this up. It's now time to vote if you have not done that yet. In the poll, the question is, which overrated survival skill is least practical in real emergency? And 30% building complex shelters, 27% spearfishing for food, 23% making fire with friction, and 20% navigating by the stars. If you haven't voted, now is the time to do that. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. I was brought up watching Ramble. Ramble. I don't know what Ramble is. Never heard of Ramble. Rose says, with the age, there comes a point when you get up and down, and the ground is almost impossible. Yes, it's very true. It's very true. Um, Bradley says most muscles separate naturally and make butchering easier than one thinks. Start with large primal cuts from big store and watch a couple videos, and you'll be butchering in no time. Yes, absolutely. I mean, um, and I think a good practice is a chicken or a turkey. It's good practice. You'll start to see where the muscles can actually like be pulled apart. And then if you get a little bit more knowledge when you move into the larger animals, then you'll be able to see like where the cuts come from to make the juicy steaks. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. Long process, grass skirt. Let's see here. Rose says, first hide self-process 49 years ago was a roadkill, but was a great hide stretcher. Did the old way and all the work. There you go. Bradley says, and saving money when cutting from primal cuts. I buy a whole prime rib and I cut 1 inch thick steaks for less than $10 a pound, and that's ribeye New York strip. Yeah, exactly. I do the same thing. Uh, especially when I was on the like I was 100% carnivore. I would buy the the grainiest, or should I the fattiest piece of ribeye I could find, and then I would slice up the steaks myself. It's pretty awesome. Except didn't chew the hide. There you go. Well, he said, and having money. Oh, we did that already. Nico says, the stuff that tends to hide its part from that comes with the animal, the organs, skills, and tricks. You got it. Rambo, First Blood. There we go. Awesome movie, First Blood, when Rambo spears the hog was savage. Pilgrim says, you're all making me hungry. Gonna be an early lunch today. A steak dinner for me. Thank you very much. I'll just have this steak for lunch. What's up, 46 Camper? I do not recognize you. Welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, you were coming. Stick around for a few more minutes, and I'm going to turn it off. But yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm normally here at 10 a.m. Eastern. Monday through Friday. Okay, guys. So we got through all that. Unfortunately, we don't have time to do the expanded recommendations, but maybe next time. I think I need to review what I'm creating for you guys, because I feel like this is the second day in a row that I didn't get to the expanded recommendations. And so I kind of feel like, although I relayed information to you, that I didn't actually teach you anything that was kind of useful. So yeah, that's the deal. That's the dealio. All right, let's go back to the main. Okay, guys, with all that said, looks like the main didn't populate the chat, which is really retarded. I don't know why, but it is what it is. It is what it is. That's going to be about it. The admin note I wanted to relay to you guys. I have a vacation coming up starting on Thursday, and I will be out of pocket until the 13th. So, with all that said, guys, I do have some shorts lined up. I've got a video that's going to drop at I think 1 o'clock today. That's going to talk about some three things to kind of be more hyper focused on than other things. But I plan on making a few more videos in the next few days and putting those so that you guys actually have content while I'm gone. So, and maybe I'll find one of my old videos and like repurpose it for you guys. And something that was entertaining, educational, but blast from the past kind of thing, but not boring. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot. I have over 1,500 videos, guys. 1,500 videos. And it's YouTube. It's kind of like the forget me place. You know what I'm saying? They're not up front. People don't watch them. So maybe I'll repurpose some videos and throw them out for you guys. All right, guys. Let's see here. We learn from you and each other by sharing. So you don't want us to communicate or not? What are you talking about? I'm just telling you, I'm going on vacation, Rose. Besides, you're a member. If you're a member, you have privileges, right? I'll still have the Discord. If you guys aren't aware of this, there's a Discord that only members can get into, and if you've down there. There's a link down there for members only. Get in the Discord or get into the membership program. Pick the Doomsday or higher, and you guys are in. You get everything. You get absolutely everything at the Doomsday level. So it is what it is. Just take us with you. I'm going to put you in my pocket, but you cannot attend the wedding. I'm going to a wedding. My son is getting married. All right, guys, that's going to be about it for today. As usual, thanks for hanging out with me. Hit the thumbs up on the way out the door. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye-bye.